Okay, we are back once again. Continue case one of Trials and Tribulations. Um, yes, we are continuing on with this cross examination of the Dahlia's testimony. Let's get into this. Okay, so we already read this through this. So 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. You didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Okay, so let's start pushing. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is perjury. Oh, come now, it's just a little old white lie. Ugh. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Oh. The judge had better be more careful himself. The dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Okay, cool. I got an achievement for that. Okay, good job. For some reason, electrical, that's what the kill work. Okay. You were saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. You know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Whoops. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold? What?
Miss Bay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
Okay, wasn't sure if you were there.
I was just on mute. I read the line. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on mute.
Okay, yeah, it happens. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
What happened after that?
Got up and crashed him from behind. Okay. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? What? Okay, did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. Okay. So, we did all our pushing. Let's see. Twice. The electrical, that's when the cable broke. It's best to run away from him. got up and crashed into him from behind. I don't. I feel like the umbrella's part of this. We're near an electrical pole. Let me save real quick. I don't know if it's this specific one. So he tried his best to run away from him. So the electrical pole, that's where the cable broke. No, that's not right. What do you, Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't really see. Okay, yeah. Fine. That's when the cable broke.
Oh wait, the victim is okay. Wait, click that.
Yeah, victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Oh, so cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute.
Maybe that.
That's it, because the cable snap would have snapped 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
So the watch stopped at 3:00, like a little past 3. We look at the picture.
Yeah.
It says death at 3, but this shows a little past 3, or it's 3. But either way, the point is the pole, the pole happened at 2:55, and then you died 5 minutes later, at least 5 minutes later. So it would be this, yeah. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. It's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, your point is, Miss Fay? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. What is this all about?
This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Fay, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who is the real killer? Well, it's Grossberg.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. How?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Miss Fay. What? I mean, why? Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything. Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge you are.
He's like, he just pushed her off the fucking stand. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
Oh God, he's trying to protect her. What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. That, or I could also see that he just blacks out. He's like, "Are you calling her a bad girl?" And he just blacks out. Starts pushing everybody.
She's a good girl, damn it! She's a good girl. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my Dolly alone.
That boy. He's gotten him. Okay, yeah. I didn't. Okay, I didn't even know this guy was still in the room. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Oh, he wasn't in the room. Okay. Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Oh, that's right. That's right. She asked him for that. Yep, that makes sense. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh, okay. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. It is go right ahead.
Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe this girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What what could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she in fact had a very good reason. Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so... Oh, this is Phoenix, okay.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
Oh my god.
And I assume that'll probably happen again at some point in the future. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. At least he's not, like, fucking...
He's not
like,
simping for her.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We got... first met Johnny Feeny 8 months ago. That's neat. Okay, so a very short one. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. The only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Yeah, very short and sweet. We will save. Okay. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. Jesus Christ. The courthouse reading room is a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was. Feeny was not only an art student, but he's also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with the murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case. You have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. You'd better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs to the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? Went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so you should read it carefully. Okay, actually, I want to see what it says. Oh, okay. So this is okay. District Courthouse, Cafeteria, August 27th. Victim Diego Armando. Increased lawyer suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear the poison entered the victim's coffee cup.
Damn, she's a serial murderer, eh?
Okay, yeah, so I guess she murdered a lawyer who was questioning her about something else. Interesting. That means she was involved in a third case.
Yeah,
because she was already there being questioned for a case.
Man, she's a serial fucking murderer.
I know. What a bad girl. I'm into it.
Oh, don't say that too loud, Phoenix. Phoenix is gonna go fucking crazy.
So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. Yeah, if you were to look at my way, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. That doesn't sound very positive. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, not at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be.
Investigation also shows that it was a cleanup job. A clean breakup.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a very clean break in the line, a very clean break line in the electrical cable that you used to murder this man.
I read what I wanted to read, man.
Yeah, no, I get that. Huh? Are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife.
Cool. No one cares, Mr. Payne. True. He didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Okay, so okay. Now we gotta find a little contradiction. Withdrawing Feeney 8 months ago. Just meeting the very. I come to this courthouse to do some research for paper I was writing. Okay, we know that. Okay, I mean this is easy. We know that's not true. We have the police report here. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What's the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. Winston Payne.
Oh damn, it goes fast.
Yeah. He said, I will not, Winston Payne will not allow this. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Yeah, it's because she's interrupting him.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Oh my.
You need to see a doctor, my friend.
Yeah, seriously.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, he had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. A proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Okay, what do we got here? 1, 2, 4, 5. Let's go. Okay. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Right, now just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? I can think of one way. Okay, start pushing. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us what that incident was?
This has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Feeny, please. Ugh. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better look next time. Oh, Feeny, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. She definitely doesn't poop.
Yeah.
This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison, how so? Well, I hear that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh, and where would something like that come from? I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Okay, last one. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? Do you think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye?
He's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
Okay. So, now we look for a contradiction. What I heard, not only that I heard was a fair bit, so you see this, I wouldn't even know where I'd get a poison like that. Perfect. From her boyfriend who's a pharmacology student. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. No! Order. Eh? May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? You got me good with that. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? What do you think?
She put it up her butt.
Okay, I mean, that's possible. Any other ideas?
Oh, it's in the necklace,
Yep.
which already looks like a little bottle.
It really does. And now, obviously, that explains why she gave it to Phoenix literally the moment they met, and then it's literally been asking for it back every time they see each other.
Yep. And Phoenix is like, oh, you.
You, such a joker, you. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. He gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. What about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay? That day, the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright. The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No. I'm not doing all that. Well, order in the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Hey, you look like a fucking dumpster fire. How the fuck could she fucking try to date you?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugly fuck.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Anyway.
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone the real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is the bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. Oh, that's a lie.
Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. Boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid your apology isn't enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay, just give back the necklace.
I ate it. Terrific.
Okay.
Yeah, that was smart. Yeah, a vial full of poison. What'd you
Yeah.
do with it?
I mean,
I swallowed it.
trace amounts of poison, but still. You, what? You ate it.
It's too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But yeah,
It was glass. There was glass there.
exactly. It tasted like glass and blood and poison.
What the? What is he doing now? Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, we're like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency.
There, it's all right, rookie. But see, your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It is heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. In fact, I just gave her my house.
Yeah. You remember how I said I wasn't gonna... I've never ever thought about leaving my wife? Well, I'm doing it now.
Yep.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? It may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Huh. Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up. I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright.
Sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. Really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
The day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Well, okay, there was more to that conversation. He didn't just push him over.
Come on. I wish that was the case because that would be funny. He called her a bad girl, so I beat the shit out of him.
Poison?
Uh,
Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that.
Phoenix push! Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there.
How could you have left that out? Really? That's way too important.
She just crouched down next to him.
What?
You know, it told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Okay, that's why he left it out.
Your Honor, this is the defendant is.
Miss Faye, you tell him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, and there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she Oh, that was Mia talking. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
See, the judge went into her mind, so she was thinking to herself as the judge.
Yeah. I'm assuming it was Phoenix. Oh, maybe not. Okay. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way.
And
That
she was
person
trying to
was Mr. Phoenix Wright. He had the necklace. She wanted to get it back.
Me? That's preposterous. After all, it's Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. Well, let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. That the person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dolly Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her later. Damn, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. Feeny. Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne.
God damn.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? Seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray? Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible. You can't possibly.
Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Oh, the cold killer. Found clutch to the victim's hand. I did. So, yeah, I'm guessing she put the poison in the cold killer bottle. Because she knew he would eventually
I would think so, yeah, because otherwise
yeah.
he wouldn't have had it in his hand.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our Ricky defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't. I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony.
but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
That makes sense. I was thinking like he lost his bottle of it like before, like hours before that shit happened.
I always deal with Dolly, just the two of us.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dolly Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like this, like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes. That's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So was Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. When I will meet again, I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Why? Yes? I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. Wish you all the best. Phew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
Even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here.
See, yeah.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My hair! My beautiful hair!
And there it is.
That's how he lost it? He got so shocked from losing a case to a rookie that his hair blew off.
Oh, shit. Oh, love it.
Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like...
It's like losing to my daughter.
Like, oh, shit.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
Can't be true, my dear. Dolly.
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. Court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, guilty. This court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking...
Go on.
Dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the Dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something?
Boy, this poor kid is still hasn't got a clue. But you need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. Probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown-up.
What kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying, but I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend I desperately want to help.
If I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Oh, you will, and then you won't.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'll take over here now that it's protagonist Phoenix.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories.
Wait, question.
Sure.
Before you start, so you said that was 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
5 years, within the 5 years, he's managed to become a lawyer and have all those cases in the first and second game in 5 years. God damn.
I think those cases all happened within the course of like a year or two. Oh wait,
yeah?
no. There was like 2 years between 1 and 2 because I think
Yeah, because what happened
me-
with Edgeworth?
Yeah, and then there was a year. Yeah, it was 1 year from the end of the first game to the start of the second game or something like that. So I think Maya was away training for a year.
Yeah, that too. So think about it. So he went to become a lawyer within that short period of time and then had those cases and all that. God damn.
That's true. Yeah.
That doesn't
pretty
add up.
much. But like, yeah, within like 3 years, he became a lawyer.
Jesus.
Yep. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Oh, and then you can do this, Mia.
Yep. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. Now, hear me out. What if she gets released, murders another person, and you're defending her?
I mean, just based on her being like, "Oh, we're gonna see each other again," I get the feeling she's going to come back up. Like she's gonna
Yeah, but
be.
it would just be funny if she actually did murder someone. You know?
Yeah. Yep. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, because it's like, why would they have her
Yeah,
show
like-
up here?
Yeah, I think it's going to link to probably like one of the later cases. But anyway, that is it for episode 1. We are done with that. And then next time we can move on and start episode 2. So yeah,
And how many episodes are there in this one?
there are 5. There are
5.
5.
Oh, we're already 20% done. But I'm sure like the other
Yes.
episodes will be longer. Like it won't take just one stream.
Yeah, I think one of them might actually be a single stream. One of the later cases actually is apparently pretty short. But
Mhm.
most of them are going to be a bit longer. So
Okay.
we've
Gotcha.
got a bit to go. But yes, anyway. But we will start on episode 2 next time. So yeah, see you then.